Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video, we are going to discuss the non-uniform quantization and compounding. In the previous video, we studied the uniform quantization. In uniform quantization, we have the constant step size. Because of the constant step size that was given as del V R Q, we had a constant maximum quantization error. And this maximum quantization error was equal to half of the step size. So in uniform quantization, we have constant step size where the quantization error is del V divided by 2, where del V is the step size. So quantization error is half of the step size. We can also write this Q by 2, where Q is again the step size, and this was equal to MP divided by L. Well, L is my number of quantized levels. L was number of quantized levels. Number of quantized levels. Now we have other type of quantization, which is non-uniform quantization. In non-uniform quantization, we have variable step size. Now compounding is used to achieve non-uniform quantization. Compounding is basically a combination of two words, compressing and expanding. So compounding is basically compressing plus expanding. So compressing and expanding both combined is equal to the compounding, or we can say that compounder is equal to compressor plus expander. So compounding is used to achieve non-uniform quantization. And what is the process of this compounding? Because we have compressor and expander over here, so the process of compounding is to compress the signal, next perform uniform quantization, and finally expand the signal. As a result, this is going to give you a non-uniform quantization. This is going to give me non-uniform quantization. So the process of compounding consists of passing a signal to a compressor, which compresses the signal, then performing uniform quantization, and finally passing the signal to the expander, and as a result you are going to get the non-uniform quantization. So here is the simple block diagram of compounding. Here we have, for example, a physical signal, for example a sound signal, a voice signal. We have a physical signal over here. Then we have a transducer, which in this case is a microphone. So this microphone is going to convert this physical signal into an electrical signal. So for example, I have an electrical signal which is of this form. These are my low amplitudes component, this is my high amplitude component. Now this electrical signal is passed to the compressor. Now what this compressor is going to do is that it is going to suppress the high amplitude components, and it is going to amplify the low amplitude components. So the output of the compressor will be like this. Let me draw over here. The low amplitude components is going to be amplified. So the low amplitude components is going to be amplified, and this high amplitude components will be suppressed. So this will be like this. So we are going to have a signal like this. These low amplitude components are amplified, whereas these high amplitude components are suppressed. So as a result, if you can see over here, for example, this was my maximum amplitude and this was my minimum amplitude. As a result of this compression, the difference between the highest and lowest amplitude is decreased. Because high amplitudes are compressed and low amplitudes are amplified, so there will be this difference between highest and lowest amplitudes. So the difference between the lowest and highest amplitude will be less. Now when the difference between the highest and lowest amplitude are less, for the same quantization level, step size will be less. So compressor has basically decreased the step size. So we are going to have less step size or smaller step size. Now after this I am going to pass it to the uniform quantizer. I also have other blocks like sample etc, but this is a simplified diagram. I have excluded those blocks. So I am going to pass it to the uniform quantizer, and after to the uniform quantizer I am going to pass it to the channel, and after passing this to the channel it is going to be passed to the expander. So this signal is going to come over here. This will be the same signal as this signal. This signal is going to be here, and when this signal is passed to the expander, Now this expander is going to attenuate the low amplitude components and is going to amplify the high amplitude components. So this expander is going to attenuate low amplitude components and amplify high amplitude components, and when it does that, I am going to get the original signal back. So after expander, I am going to get the original signal back, and this will be like this form. And after this original signal, which is an electrical form, is converted to a loudspeaker, it will be converted to the same physical signal as it was in the beginning. So what this companding has done, that it has reduced the step size. Now the step size is small and quantization error is proportional to the step size. It means that smaller the step size, quantization error will be less. Greater the step size, quantization error will be greater. So that's why by reducing the step size, quantization error or quantization noise has been reduced. So which means that smaller step size means less quantization error or less quantization noise. Now when we have less quantization noise, it means that the signal to noise ratio has been improved. So smaller step size means less quantization error, because quantization error is proportional to the step size. Smaller step size, less quantization error or quantization noise, which implies better SNR. So the process of companding basically improves SNR by reducing the quantization error. How does it reduce the quantization error? By reducing the step size. Now this is the characteristics of compressor. We know that companding consists of compressor and expander. So this is the characteristic of compressor. Now if you can have a look, on y-axis I have the output, on x-axis I have the input. So for smaller amplitudes, this characteristics is going to amplify the smaller amplitude signals. So this is going to amplify the smaller amplitudes. If you can have a look over here, we have amplification takes place for all those values till up to, you can say, up to here. For all those values, for the lower values, we have amplification taken place, and for higher amplitude values, the compressor is basically compressing the high amplitude values, because this is like this characteristics is like this. So the higher amplitude values are compressed, the lower amplitude values are amplified. This is the characteristics of the compressor. Now let us look the expander characteristics. Expander is the opposite of the compressor. In expander, the lower amplitude components are compressed. If you can have a look over here, these components are being compressed, whereas the higher amplitude components have been amplified. The higher amplitude components are increasing exponentially. So the higher amplitude components are amplified, the lower amplitude components are suppressed or attenuated, which is the opposite of the compressor. Now as a result, we combine these two both. This is our compression or compressor, this is our expansion. If we combine these two both, we are going to have a linear signal, because in this case the compression is going to counteract the expansion, and as a result we are going to have no effect, because expansion is the complementary of compression. So these two will counteract each other. As a result, we are going to have no effect, and as a result we are going to have a linear line. Similar for the negative case, this is my expansion, this is my compression. These two are going to complement each other, and as a result I am going to have a linear relationship, which means that there will be no effect. Now what is the result of amplifying the lower amplitudes by the compressor and attenuating the higher amplitudes by the compressor? And the reverse is done by the expansion. By doing so, what happens is that we have increased the number of quantization levels in low amplitude region, and in this way we have reduced the quantization noise. The effect of quantization noise can be reduced by increasing the number of quantization intervals in low amplitude region as compared to high amplitude region. So by using companding, by using this non-uniform quantization, we have increased the number of quantization levels in low amplitude region as compared to high amplitude region. As a result, we are able to reduce the quantization error or quantization noise greatly. You can see over here. So here the quantization levels are greater, whereas here the quantization levels are smaller. So we have non-uniform quantization, because quantization interval is non-uniform, it is changing. Next is the compression law. Basically we have two compression law, one is the mu law, other is the A law. Mu law is used in North Africa and Japan, where A law is used in Europe and rest of the world. And this mu and A are compression parameters, and it determines the degree of compression. The range of mu law is 0 to 255, where 0 means no compression. 0 means no compression. And as the value of mu increases, it shows that the compression is increasing. So the 255 is the maximum compression, where 0 means no compression. Similarly, the range of A in A law, A is another compression parameter. A of 1, A is equal to 1 means no compression. Here A is equal to 1 means no compression, just as mu is equal to 0 means no compression. Whereas when the value of A increases, it means that the compression is increasing. The value of 100 means maximum compression. In case of U, the optimum value is found out to be 255, while in case of A, the optimum value is found out to be 87.6. So you can see, have a look over here. This is for the mu. For mu is equal to 0, we have linear relationship, which means linear relationship means no compression. I'm going to write over here no compression. Whereas as the mu is increasing, the compression is increasing, and the maximum compression is for U is equal to 255. Similar is the case for A. A is equal to 1 means no compression. We have linear relation over here, and as the A increases, we are going to have more and more compressed signal. The optimum value for the A is 87.6. Now from this discussion, I can conclude two conclusions. First, as the number of quantization level increases, that is when L increases, the quantization error is going to reduce. Quantization error is going to reduce, and as a result, SNR is going to improve. So one way to improve SNR is to use more quantized levels, because more number of quantized levels is going to reduce the quantization error, and as a result, signal power to noise power is going to improve. The second is to increase mu RA, whatever law you are using. By increasing mu RA, we are going to have more compression, and by more compression, we are going to have less quantization noise, and again this signal to noise power is going to improve. So we can improve signal to noise power by increasing the number of quantization levels and by using greater mu RA. So for same quantized levels, if we increase mu RA, we are going to have improve the SNR. Similarly, for same value of compression parameter, if we increase the quantized levels, we are going to improve the SNR. Thank you.